Hey YouTube, my name is For You. Some of you guys may know me from the Peak Speedrun community where I mainly verify and moderate runs for leaderboards. This video was long overdue and should have been taken much sooner. However, we had to confirm our suspicions with the following issue that has been raised amongst a specific runner. Now before we dive in, I would like to warn anyone that this video is not to harm the individual, but to bring awareness to the speedrun community of why this run was manipulated. So recently, this runner who goes by the name Lego has submitted their run, which originally went through the whole verification process in the speedrun.com. This run was given a green light and later was acknowledged. However, some individuals have reached out to us that there may be some problems within the run itself. We had a group, including myself, dive deep into this run specifically and had some interesting findings. Because of this, the mod team and I are confident that Lego has cheated the run to claim its world record. Currently in the meta, the items to ideally go for are the Rescue Claws, Balloon Bunch, and the Shroom Berry giving you flight. These three items are absolutely essential to save the most amount of time and have far better trade-offs than any item in the game. To start, let's jump into the stats. Brown and white luggages have a 67 to 33% chance of dropping as 2 to 3 item slots, with 2 max slots for the brown and 3 max slots for the white luggage. The Explorer luggage will always guarantee stay at 2 item slots. With this diagram as shown, we jotted down every single item Ego has obtained from his most recent world record run, his previous attempt, and 2 of his other Ascent 7 attempts. Now the reason we gathered these 4 runs is because we suspected that since February 11th, he had started rigging the odds of his claws and balloon bunch. I won't clutter all the percentage odds of every single item in the video because in each biome, the drop rate actually changes, so just know that when giving you guys the numbers, we have taken account for all of them, including the bias. The important numbers we'll mainly focus on are the Rescue Claws and Balloon Bunch, as they are only found in the luggage. For the claws, shore drop rate is 3.29%, roots being 2.91%, alpine at 2.48%, and caldera/kiln at 3.09%. For the balloon bunch drop rate, at the shore, the rate is at 1.10%, roots at 0.97%, alpine at 0.83%, and caldera/kiln at 1.03%. So this goes to show how relatively rare these items are, and typically you would have to reset a lot of attempts to grab hold as many claws and balloon bunch as possible. Now this table, as shown, is the probability scaling down to 1 in percentage odds of pulling a specific amount of claws and 2 balloon bunches in every biome intended. As we tracked in Ego's 12-minute run, he was able to obtain 11 claws and 2 balloon bunches, which is 1 in 332,174,370.40. This does seem unlikely already. However, like I mentioned earlier, resets happen quite frequently, as speedrunners in this category would ideally go for a set amount of claws and balloon bunch by the end of the short biome. So in Ego's runs he's published, there were 3 separate instances where he pulled 5 claws and 1 balloon bunch, which if you calculate the odds of those individually, it is 1 in 73k already. On top of that, with this table that I'm about to show you, when he continued his 12-minute run to obtain the rest of the claws and balloon bunch, this specific scenario is 1 in 3,333,849,813.42. So ironically, it would be better if Ego just never resets any of his runs, knowing that he was going for this many claws and balloon bunch or his shores, as that makes it tremendously sus. We suspected that he was going for at least 3 claws and 1 balloon bunch to save his time in his resets so that he could continue his run. Here's another dive into Ego's Steam profile, which tracks down his hour playtime. Within the 29.6 hours of his playtime, he published 2 runs where 1 run had 10 claws and 1 balloon bunch, while the other was his world record run with 11 claws and 2 balloon bunches. To pull 2 separate unfavorable odds in 30 hours of playtime is a big red flag. Since Ego was able to pull 3 different instances of 10 plus claws and balloon bunches, we gave a sample size of 2,000 attempts. what would be the probability to pull 3 of those cases within 2,000 tries? Percentage terms, this is a number. With this knowledge, we are certain that Ego has used a mod to rig the drop rates to his advantage and basically pulled a dream card. Even though Mod Verifier works in our verification process, Ego had edited his video to make it seem like the anti-cheat mod was active, where in reality this was not the case. We plan on making changes in the Mod Verifier to improve on making cheating much harder. If you made it this far into the video and are not convinced that his 1 in 3 billion odds was illegitimate, then let me showcase his gameplay to point out one of the most obvious decision makings that gave away his fake run. So we're currently re-watching the 12-minute world record run, where we will start at the end of Caldera. His current hotbar is the fortified milk, 2 rescue claws with one of them used up. Now in his backpack inventory he has a flare, yellow shoonberry, and 1 more unused rescue claw. So jumping into the run, we see that he used the milk to run through the lava, which is totally normal. Then after his milk getting expired, he uses 1 claw usage for this cliff right here. And then this is where some people question the next claw usage for the Caldera wall climb. Like, why not save it for kiln? This wall climb can be done itemless and it could be better off to save your best loadout for kiln. I would say in his defense for this part, to achieve a world record, you would have to make lots of risky sacrifices, right? You have to be more aggressive with your items. But at the same time, you have to be logical too. So when using this rescue claw, he is already anticipating another claw in his next 3 luggage, which he will check at the top of Caldera. In the worst case scenario, if Ego does get nothing from those 3 crates, he could check the 2 extra luggages on the left side on Caldera, but that would just waste a lot of time. And if he absolutely gets nothing from all 5 of those luggage, he has 3 more luggages to check and kill. So ideally, it's not that bad to use this claw since you do have a lot of rolls for your 3rd claw. In the Explorer luggage, he obtains the claw and the energy drink. Now this is where things get interesting. The moment he opens his first white luggage, he procs his energy drink immediately. See? Like bam. First frame where he sees the claw, he immediately drinks this. Like, why? Why can't he just wait to see what's inside the white luggage and sort out your backpack and save the energy drink for the full duration in the kiln tunnel, or just doing a separate climb in kiln, right? Him proccing this drink wastes like 2 seconds of his speed boost, whereas if he sorted out the inventory, normally it'll be much efficient. Also, what item is just making him rashly throw away his energy drink like that? It's definitely not the claws, as you will see. He even checks the 2nd luggage during his wasted speed boost, and as soon as he gets inside the tunnel, he wastes 2 rescue claw usage right here. So this is 1, and the second one's right here, which he could have definitely used for kiln. So it just does not make any sense. I mean, wasting those claw usage for the tunnel is not as smart, as you can actually make use of all 4 claws if he simply ignores all the kiln luggage. Unless Ego 100% knows that he's getting more claws, this is not an ideal decision making. So he starts the kiln with the first normal claw use, right? And as he gets to the white luggage, this is where Ego made it very blatant about his fake run. When he spots the new rescue claw, he ignores this claw and proceeds to go to the next white luggage. In what world would any runner just ignore this claw when you have an empty hotbar and can make use of 3 extra claw usage? I mean, you know why he ignores it? It's because of this white luggage. Right here is where he was anticipating his quote-unquote 1% odds of the balloon bunch this entire time when he got on top of Caldera. The entire time. This is why ever since going back to opening this Explorer luggage, he didn't care at all with any of the claws he saw in the whites. Like the Explorer luggage is fine, but these next 2 whites, he didn't even care. Because as you saw, he just wasted 2 claw usage in the kiln tunnel when he could have just saved it and ignore every single one of the kiln luggage and save so much time. Instead, the claws to him are just merely extras to him instead of being essentials. Again, no pause at all to save the energy drink and fully checking this second weight. It just goes to show that he only wanted a balloon bunch this entire time. And mind you, he could have just continued this kiln section of the run with 4 claws if he didn't illogically use them at the kiln entrance right here. And ignoring all of the kiln luggage because he would have had 4. And having 4 claws is more than enough. And seeing this play go out goes to show that he 100% knew that these white crates will have a much higher rigged odds of the balloon bunch dropping. Okay, so with that out of the way, what happens now? Well, Ego is getting all of his runs stripped as he submitted a Sense 7 as well. Cannot condone this behavior in the peak speedrun. As for other runners, we've taken a look at their runs a bit more and found much reasonable odds in comparison to their playtime and attempts. I was going to hear any statements from Ego himself, however, he has since left the peak speedrun Discord where it is unknown why he left, probably because of a potential backlash if this video posted. It is very disappointing that this incident occurred because at the end of the day, peak is just a friend slop game. There really is no value to get from rigging your odds for your first world record, and Ego is much more capable of utilizing all the tech being used in the speedrun, so it is a shame that his skills have gone to waste. And one last thing before I close this off is his version of the game. Him stating that 1.43 had some stamina changes to 1.42 is not true at all, since no patch in the depot has stated their stamina changes, and it is unusual that Ego is the only runner in the top 10 that used 1.43 in comparison to 1.42, where there are no changes between the two. So it just doesn't really make sense.